One of the number one questions that I get asked as a relationship coach is this going to work? Are we going to be okay? And I understand the concern that people have. People want to know if whatever the situation is that they are dealing with, that other people have done it, that it is possible to see it to the other side. We want that bit of certainty. Even if logically we know we can't tell the future, we want to hold on to something that could be a sign for us that this is going to turn out well on the other end. And that would be professionally irresponsible of me to tell people that for 100% certainty, like they're going to make it out on the other end. But what I do tell people is that there are absolutely other people who have worked this out. Primarily, I work with polyamorous people and I work with LGBTQIA plus people. So a lot of the times when that question is getting asked, it's about opening up a relationship or becoming polyamorous, or maybe there's something going on with the metamor, which is your partner's partner. And it's just like, are we going to make this out? Can this be worked out? And inside of LGBTQIA plus relationships, sometimes that has to do with a shift in identity, a shift in maybe someone identified as a cisgendered person and now they're realizing, or they've known, but they're just now coming out as trans to their partner, or maybe they're exploring their gender identity thinking that they might be non-binary. And so what does that mean for the relationship, or are they scared to come out to their partner, etc. And of course, with our monogamous and hetero counterparts, there's definitely times where it's like, are we going to make this out on the other side? And this is what I tell people is that number one, there are people who have made it through exactly what you have made it through. There is evidence that people going through this exact same thing made it out on the other side. But I think there are some very large contributing factors to why people make it out on the other side. And one of those things is what they are committed to for themselves and what they're committed to as a couple, or whatever the case may be. And what I mean by committed to, I don't mean like the traditional monogamous commitment, like I'm committed to spend the rest of my life with you, although that might be the commitment that you choose, but it doesn't have to be. It's more like committed to a larger goal, or committed to a larger vision, or committed to something that is greater than the sum of the people who are in the relationship. So maybe that's something like, we're really committed to loving and respecting one another and being a team the entire time. Or we're really committed to being peaceful and harmonious and telling the truth and having open communication, even if it is hard. So you see how that's like a greater than commitment than whatever the problem at hand may be. It creates a way that you can be right now, and it also creates a trajectory forward. What does peaceful look like? What does harmonious look like? What is even telling the truth even when it's hard look like, right? So it gives that greater than picture that you can move towards together. And it also leaves it open enough that you're not attached to a specific outcome. And that's the second thing that you really need to make it out on the other side of whatever it is that you're dealing with. Not being attached to a specific outcome, because you don't know how it's going to go. And perhaps the other person doesn't want it to look exactly that way. So that might be part of the problem that you're having, that might be causing more issues, is that you're both committed to being a team together, but one of you is attached to a specific outcome that the other person doesn't want. So being able to be more flexible with, okay, like as long as we are living in harmony together, as long as we are respectful of one another, as long as we stay a team, then it's okay. It's okay. We're going to take the risk to see this through, because relationships, life is risky, because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. And I think oftentimes we make that mean that the worst could happen when we could be hoping for the best. And we could also leave room to be surprised at what the outcome might be. It could be even better than we thought that it was going to be. The third thing that I see that almost always guarantees a positive outcome, even if it's not what you originally might have wanted as the outcome, but does have a positive outcome for everyone, is the ability for both people or all people to see where they are contributing to the problem and taking accountability for that, and then not blaming other people. Or when you take accountability, that your partner doesn't blame you for that. Like, yeah, you should take accountability for that, or shame you. So taking away blame and shame and allowing people to be human and having compassion for that people make mistakes, and respecting that people are coming clean and taking accountability for whatever it is that they did. And that doesn't mean that you have to be happy. That doesn't mean that if someone takes accountability, you have to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's so amazing that you took accountability. Like, you could still be really mad about whatever it is that they're taking accountability for, but you can respect that they're taking accountability and not blame or shame them. You can still be like, thank you for taking accountability. I'm still really mad about this. There's still a lot of upset, a lot of charge, a lot of anger here for me. So I'm going to need to work through that. We're going to need to repair that together. And I appreciate you taking accountability. So the fourth thing that I really see that helps people in moving through conflict is that you can hold multiple truths at once. If you can't hold multiple truths at once, conflict is going to be a lot harder for you, because human relationships are messy and there are multiple things that are true at the same time, even if it is contradictory. One of the reasons for that is because we all have a way in which we view the world. Like, one situation can happen and one person views that as a neutral situation and another person is upset by it. Both of those views are valid. Both of those views are true at the same time. So being able to hold multiple truths at the same time is paramount to being able to move through conflict together. And it can even be multiple truths for yourself internally at the same time. Like being really upset and having a part of you be like, I don't know, I think I should leave this relationship. But then having another part of you be like, this person is amazing and I want to see this through and I'm committed to this relationship and I love them and I am going to do the hard work to repair this situation, even though there's two parts of you in different ways, right? Being able to hold multiple truths at once, either within the relationship or within yourself, is going to help you see things more clearly and avoid continuing to upset the situation. Because if you're nitpicking the situation, being like, no, this is true, no, this is true, no, this is true, no, this is true, you're only exacerbating the problem. And so if you can hold that multiple things, even if they're contradictory, are true, then it's easier again, not easy, but easier than if you are nitpicking and then exacerbating things, making things even pricklier than necessary. So those four things are probably, and I could probably continue to list more, but those four things, when they are in place during conflict and during the repair phase, are going to, like, undoubtedly, every single time that I have worked with people, like, undoubtedly, if those things are in place, the conflict goes so much smoother than when they are not. And these things are all skills. And so if you are listening to this and you're like, I feel like I'm doing some of this, but I'm not doing other parts of it, or I feel like this is something that is working, but one of the things that you said is like not working, or I'm confused by that, that's okay. Being in conflict and moving through the repair phase of conflict in relationships is a skill that we're not taught. And oftentimes, the other part that gets us tripped up is that there's an assumption in intimate relationships that you should just know. You should just know how to work it out. You should just do this. You should just da da da. There's this assumption for some reason in our society that we should just know how to do this stuff, and we don't, and that's okay. Like, it's okay that you don't know how to do some of this. It's okay that you're not good at some of it, and it's okay if you're learning some of it as well. And it's also, again, true that you're good in some aspects, but you're still learning or need to learn more in other aspects of this. That's completely okay, and that's completely normal. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I have a business, is to teach people how to have these skills so that you can repair, move through conflict, continue to communicate even through the rough patches, and see it through to the other side. That is exactly what I do. So I want to offer you a free resource that myself and my colleague Ro Moed have made. It is a 3-day challenge plus a bonus day, so technically a 4-day challenge, where we take you from wherever you're at right now to being able to have this conversation. And it also goes more in depth about the commitment piece that I was speaking of. And so in just 3 days, moving from stuck to actually being more productive and effective in these conversations. And this is completely free. So you can click on the link below in order to get this resource. You will start right away. So you'll click on the link and then you'll immediately get an email. And the first day is really about you. So I don't want you to be scared that, like, oh my God, like I'm going to have to start doing things right away. No, the first day is really about you, your own reflection, taking a moment to really write things down, get things out. We're going to give you some prompts to really start to dig up some of the things that I was talking to you about today. And then day 2 is going to get a little bit deeper. And then day 3, we're going to give you the tools that you need to start this conversation. And then day 4, the bonus day 4, is really about how can you continue this conversation with tools such as commitments, like I mentioned earlier, among a couple of other things as well. The purpose of this challenge is just to move you from stuck to give you that momentum forward. And if that is sufficient for you, then fantastic. But if after those 3-4 days, you still need more coaching, or if you want to continue to work with myself or work with Ro, then we also have a program called How to Have Difficult Conversations, and that starts on May 4th. So you can join us there as well. So the links for that are also in the description below, so you can read more about it. But for now, click on the free resource and start this challenge. Give yourself that push, give yourself that momentum to really start in the direction that you want to be going, okay? I love you. I believe in you. I know you can do this. And like I said, if you want my help, please reach out. All right? We'll see you in the next video.